Hello, good morning.
Mr. Rex, good morning. Good morning,
ma'am.
I'm really very sorry for coming to the class late.
No problem, ma'am.
I had some visitors and I needed to at least take care of them fairly since they were leaving today and actually their flight was moved. If I knew it was as scheduled, I would have still been able to come to the class as planned, but they suddenly received a message of a change in the flight. So sorry about that. But since Mr. Rest assured us that we can go beyond, we will still make up our 2 hours as planned. At least as at yesterday, we have been able to look at what we need and how to generate our topic for seminar. We have worked on that, and we know how to review our topics also for seminar. So having done that, today I want to quickly take us through something else and see what we need to do when we are working with or working on seminar paper. What are those things that we require and how we take care of our seminar papers? So in this regard, I'm going to take us through briefly things we need to note while we are working on our seminars. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust my camera. So right here, what are those things we need to do while we are working on our seminar papers? What are those things that is requested for us while working on our seminar papers? Now, the first thing we need to look at, the kind of paper you're going to use the A4 size, that is normal. Use your A4 size of paper to type your seminar paper. Use single line spacing. Type it in using single line spacing. Then the font size that you need to use, you can use Times New Roman or you can use Arial. You can use Times New Roman or you use Arial to type. And when you say you use single line spacing, check if you are not typing yourself. I think I prefer you type yourself. But whereby you are not typing yourself, ensure that the space before and after the lines are not adjusted beyond 0. Because some of them, they will adjust the line between, you are using single line spacing quite okay, but the spacing before and after the lines, they will now adjust it above 0. If it goes above 0, it will now look like you are using 1.5 line spacing or you are using double line spacing. So these are things you need to look out for. I take it again, you are using A4 size paper, you are typing using single line spacing, and if you are using single line spacing, the space before and after the lines should be set as 0 points. Because if you go to the computer, there is a place where you set that. Set it as 0 points. And once you set it as 0 points, it means you'll be able to maintain that single line spacing all through. And in between the paragraphs, you give one clear space in between paragraphs, no more than one clear space. So if you tap your enter key once, you enter it again the second time, you now type. In this wise, it means you could be using what do you call it now? Block style. But if you have to use double line spacing, which is still allowed, I think with the APA style, they will tell you use double line spacing. I think let us not use single, let's use double line spacing. Use double line spacing. But if you are using double line spacing, your paragraph will be indented. You indent your paragraph. Let's see if I can demonstrate that for you.
Okay, ma'am.
Now, let us look at this. What you are seeing here, this was what we did yesterday. This was res. Let's say this is res. Let's take that as our subheadings. As it is like this is in single line spacing. You see there is one clear space here. If I enter this now, the space will close up. Press enter. This is in block style. But if I am to use double line spacing, let's close all this and I make it double line spacing. If I click this, I highlight it. Can you see this where you have paragraph? Can you see?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Let me click on this. I want to show you something. It's coming up. Now, under here, line spacing, I can place it double line spacing. Now, this is the spacing I'm talking about before and after. Can you see this point is 0, 0? If I increase it more than 0, the double line spacing will no longer be looking double again. But let's leave it as it is like this. If I say OK, then I can set my paragraph. Look at the paragraph. I can set my paragraph to be hanging. And so if it's indented, I don't need to do, let's leave it as none. I'd say OK. This is now double line spacing. So if this is my first paragraph, I will press the tab to indent it.
Okay.
So let's assume I have more other things I needed to type. This is just an example. So you could see it now. This is double line spacing, indented. So if I have to go to another heading, I can give in one more space. This is another heading. So for this one, I need to equally indent it. I indent. But if I have another, let's assume I have another paragraph here. What do? I will enter this. Then I indent. So this is what I mean. You could see that in this particular page now, I have how many paragraphs? You have 2 that have been indented. So you see, this is the way you type it out. So if you're using double line spacing, you type it out this way. If possible, you can flush. That means making both sides align. You can align your work, justify it, and it will look nice. Because your presentation needs to be attractive. I don't know if this is understood.
Yes.
Fine. And when you are talking about font size, you know where to get. This is your font size. This is the font size here. This is your font type. So you can pick your area or Times New Roman, anyone you want to use out of the 2. Then the font size, make it 12. These are very vital. As simple as it may look, as it may sound, you discover that some people's work has been turned down because you didn't present it where the format is so clumsy and so on. So it will affect your presentation. Now, the margins, again, you don't have to set excess margins. 1 inch all round is okay for your margins. That means top, left, right, at the bottom. You set your margins, use block or text, you align it, then give one, talked about that, one clear space you need to give. Then when it comes to the content itself, that is the main document. You know, yesterday I told you to read on the APA format. And I'm going to give you the opportunity to do your presentation, what to discover on APA format. In that APA format, if you are using the APA format style and you are typing within the body of your content, there are ways that you need to follow to abide with the APA format style. For example, you have the block style, and you equally have, when you are using full punctuation and open punctuation. If it is full punctuation, even if it's an acronym, you must put dots after each letter. Let's use, for example, you want to type NEPA. You know, NEPA, usually you type it as N-E-P-A. That is the way we type NEPA. And if you are using it, you are typing it within the body of the text. If you do this, let me put it in capital letter because you have NPA. This one is open punctuation. But if you are using a closed punctuation, there will be full stop after each letter. And there will be consistency in all that you are doing. For example, if you need to type something like Mrs., for example, if you leave it this way, this is open punctuation. But if you have to close it, you put a full stop and it goes. So you have to be consistent. These are little things that matters, and you have a way you cite. Again, within the body of the content, if you have to do your citation, your references, there are ways you need to do your citation or your references. And I will leave that to you because I want you people to do your presentation before I speak more on that. Then again, avoid the use of formulation like I will explain. You don't say that when you are writing. Yes, you are the one that is doing the writing. Yes, it's understood. But when you are not writing, in your write-up, you will not say, I will explain. No, it's not allowed. You write in the third person's place. And if you want to be personal, to show that this is my work, this is my opinion on something, you could say in the author's opinion, or the author, or in the author's opinion. When you are doing this, then it means you are following the rule and the regulation for writing. If you have gone through your APA format well, you will see all this there. Then other formulations that you need to avoid is the author tried to explain. You don't use such words, try to, or I tried to explain. Remember, you that is presenting seminar, you are an expert in what you say you want to present. People want to listen and be able to gain information, have new knowledge, added knowledge to what they already have. So saying that the author tried to explain, it won't come in at all, it won't work. You don't use such things. Rather, you could say, the author explained, not tried to. The author explained. According to O'Malley 2013, O'Malley 2013 said, so in this case, it will be quite easy. Now, when you are doing your referencing, remember, you are going to read a lot from already completed work. Why you want to quote them? How do you do it? Because you avoid plagiarism, because even the knowledge you are coming with It's not totally, everything is not totally your knowledge, everything is new. You have read it somewhere. So you learn how to paraphrase. Yes, you are saying what that person have said, you paraphrase it, but it may not be exactly the way the person has put it, is for is, words for words. So when that is done, you now make reference to the person who has the idea. But whereby you need to quote is for is, words for words, as it is written by that person, then you must put your quotation mark. And within the body of the work, you have the number of lines that you can insert in that order. And if it goes beyond 3-4 lines, now you have to indent it. You set it as an insert. You now put it in between. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, because in your research, I think they would have taught you this. So there are ways you make your quotation. So before I continue to expatiate more, I want us to do the presentation based on the assignment I gave yesterday. But before we go into that, ask your questions if you have any question to ask, or clarification before we do our presentation. Mrs. Abimbola, where are you joining us from?
Just today, ma. This what you expected to know.
No, I said, where are you joining us from? Where are you?
Oh, I'm in Lagos. I'm in Lagos.
Okay, you are in Lagos. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Rest is in Asaba.
Yes.
Then Omale is up Abuja, close to Niger State.
Not Niger State, ma'am.
Where? Close to where?
Benue or...
You are close to Benue.
I'm in Nasarawa State, so...
Oh, you are in Nasarawa State. Okay, I thought
yeah.
it was Abuja. Okay, thank you.
Abuja.
I thought it was Abuja. Okay, now, do you have any contribution before we go into our presentation? Anything you need to clarify? Okay, now, in your presentation, you are going to share your screen. You know how to share your screen?
No, ma.
Are you seeing your screen, or you are still using phone?
Yes, ma'am. No, yes, I'm using phone.
Sorry?
I'm using phone, ma.
I'm using phone, ma'am.
Because if you are using phone, it might be difficult for you to share. Tomorrow, go and look for laptop, or don't come here with phone, because you are going to do presentation tomorrow.
Okay.
Have you gone through your course page? Because there's something I put there. That
Yes, ma'am. I've seen it, ma'am.
Have you worked on it?
We are on things, ma'am.
I do not...
Okay, if it's not possible for you to have your laptop tomorrow, what I want you to present, come up with a clean copy of your topic, and like I put there in what I wanted you to do on the course page, outlining how you want to go about the topic.
Okay.
You give us an overview and outline how you want to go about your topic. Following this procedure, you co-write, get your introduction, you have your topic, you have your introduction. After introduction, come up with relevant subheadings and under those subheadings, do a little review of empirical studies in that work. I know you may not be able to do much, but between today and tomorrow, do something. Look for empirical studies on each. It might be one paragraph, just to see how you reference, how you do something, or you can improve on that after your presentation. Then, having done that, let's see where your impact is, because when you have on each of the subheadings, because it's a paper, definitely you are falling back to what is already in existence. So look out for empirical studies that have been carried out and how you're going to reference them in those, under those headings. You can now create another subheading for discussion, where you discuss all your findings now on those empirical studies that have been carried out. Then conclusion. Before your conclusion, if you feel you have recommendation, make your recommendation. Out of your discussions, make your recommendation, then have your conclusion and your references. The references may not be much for now. Just remember, you don't reference what you do not cite within the body of your work. You don't reference it. It's only what you cite in the body of your work that you reference. Is that understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So work on that tomorrow. That is your presentation by tomorrow. Why, even if you present that, we could still be working, doing the synchronous till you take your exam. Still attend to what I posted on the course page. You could still do a little bit of the synchronous before you take your exam.
Okay.
So now, to share your screen, because tomorrow you will still share your screen. For what you are coming to present tomorrow, prepare a little bit of PowerPoint presentation. I'm going to do it through PowerPoint presentation. No matter how small, it could be 5 slides, could be 3 slides, I don't mind. But just to have a test run of what you need to do. Now, for you to share your screen, if you look through the icon on this meeting point, you will see share. I don't know how it appears on your phone.
On my own, it's a box with an arrow going up.
Is it showing share?
Showing share. Yes, ma'am.
Now click on it. If you click on it, I thought Omale some days ago, was it on Monday? If you click on it, what do you see? Share screen.
A drop-down menu. Screen, yes, ma'am.
Now click on that screen. That is what you will share. Then you now bring out what you want to show to us. That is the way I do it.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
So rest is sharing. It's still coming up. I don't know what rest has done. That I'm the one that is now. So this is what you have in your screen. Can you see it? Okay. What you have in your screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you seeing your screen? I'm seeing your screen. You have 47, you have 17 SMS.
Okay.
Just for you to know that I'm seeing your screen.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
So right now, supposing you have something, go to your Word document, for example. But I don't know if you are still seeing yourself with phone, because I've not used phone to share before. Are you still seeing yourself?
This thing, I don't
Mr.
know
Rest.
It's showing me something else.
No, hold on. Everybody cannot share at the same time.
Right.
Let rest be done.
I'm not seeing myself again.
You will not, because you are using phone.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Because you are using phone. Can you open any documents?
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
So if you are now to make a presentation, that is how it will come up, and you will be able to hearing, and it will.
It's okay, ma'am.
So that is how to share.
Okay.
So you can share now.
Okay,
Remove it from
Thank
share
you.
so that somebody else can share.
Okay. Yes,
Let
I believe it.
Male share his own. Mr. Male, we are waiting.
Yes, ma'am.
It didn't work. Okay, Mrs. Abimbola, share your own. If you click on share, I think both all of you are using phone.
Yes, ma'am.
What did you see?
There are a lot of options here.
What are the
We
options?
have a
Click on share. It's giving me a
I
couple. I have for a photo, document, box, Dropbox, Google Drive,
Scroll down. Scroll down.
Microsoft. I should come down.
Yes, the screen.
Click on screen.
you-
When you click on share, click on screen.
I didn't see.
you tell us start now.
I have share whiteboard.
Click on share screen. Click on share screen.
I have share whiteboard.
That you
Oh,
have
yeah, share it.
now share
shared.
whiteboard. Mrs. Abimbola, if you share whiteboard, what will you use?
I've
to
done
write?
that. I've shared them.
Listen. You have shared whiteboard. What will you use to write on your whiteboard? Click on share screen. Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you, ma.
Share your screen, not whiteboard. Share your screen.
The screen menu is down, down, down. Go down, it's down.
My own stop.
Madam Gladys.
My
No,
own
it's there.
stop as share is web. I have web URL. No other thing.
Don't scroll. The screen is
Okay,
there.
don't worry. You can practice it some other time. Then, Mr. Male, have you shared your own?
Yeah, I know. I still because Madam Gladys was on. I can't share at the same time with her, so I can do that.
She's no more on. I say share. She's no more on.
Okay.
Are you still having difficulties?
Yes. The last lab now they say application that can draw over other applications, Zoom, and there is not bringing any option again. There is an issue here. Yesterday I was able to do that, but
Okay, you practice it more. Now let us do our presentation. How do you want to do your presentation for us to see what you are doing? Because if you have typed out something, it will make more meaning. I will see where you are making error. I will see where you have been able to do it well, and so on. Or did you even type out anything? Hello?
Hello, ma.
Did you type out anything?
No, ma. We didn't type it out. But I have it here with me.
If you have it there with you, how are we going to be seeing it? Because if you have it, okay, send it to my mail. Let me share it. Okay, do your best. You're back again. We were seeing you before. We are no more seeing you. What is happening?
Me?
Yes, the place is so dark.
It's the weather. Maybe I should go outside.
Is it the weather now? Because there was a time you were showing well. It's like it's your camera.
It's about to rain, man.
It's only your burglary proof we are seeing.
If you have a touch there, you can put it on.
Okay, Mr. Male, can you start your presentation?
Okay. Starting my presentation without being on the screen because I don't have it on my handset. I have it on the paper here. And if that is allowed, I will then say
presentation and stop all this rigmaroling.
Okay, madam. I was giving my presentation will be based on the following.
Start your presentation. Can you start it formally?
Good morning, everyone. I have a presentation here, and it's bordering on how to cite or make reference, either the one from television or from online or web. That's where I have to start. And I will start from how to cite a document on the web. How do we reference a document on the website? Reference the format is as follows. If you have something on the web and want to use it as part of your paper, number one, you have to know the author of that particular post on the website. And how do you reference the author? You don't put the two names of the author. One, the surname of the author, and then initial, followed by the date where that is being posted on the website. Then the title of that particular write-up on the website. That's the title of the document. Then we have followed by the formal description. You have to describe exactly what you saw on the website. Then the date that you retrieved that document from the website. And for instance, if I have to reference Omale Sunday that posted something on the website, I will do it as follows. I'll write Omale, comma, S. I'm abbreviating my first name there. I repeat. Omale, comma, S. You put dots. The date. Then the date could be in brackets. Open and close the bracket. The date could be 8th of August, 2019. The topic, the title of the document could be how to present a seminar paper. That is the title of the document. Then I will now put slash for me to have the formal description. I have to describe. After that description, I then put the date that I retrieved that from the website.
What are you describing?
You have to describe the words that you have on the website, the word that you want to use. Like I said, the title of the document is how to present seminar, how to present.
This is where I need to see what you are doing. Because what you are saying now is not making sense to some extent in the later parts. At the beginning, yes, you were coming up, but towards the end, we don't know what you are talking about. If, for example, you go to, let me use the simple way of retrieving document. You Google child care. Is it the title of the, when you say title of the document and you are describing, give us a scenario of what to show us the document and what you are describing. Because since you have done it, you have it in your paper. Read the description out and read the title of the document out.
What I have here, on the website, which I Googled yesterday, they just give us the format, but I'm just putting the title of my own. Then the description, for instance, the title is How to Present a Seminar Paper. Then the description could be seminar presentation. Seminar presentation.
You are not the one that will be describing what is not there in the document. It means you didn't do your homework well. Which of the reference edition did you use? Which of the APA edition did you use?
6th edition.
Because 6th edition is online, and you will even have a full document of 6th edition online. They have a full document of APA format, 6th edition, that you will read, and they will even put examples. They don't only just describe. If you go online, they will show you example, they will write the name, they will describe, show you exactly how it should be written. Because that description you are saying now, I wanted to hear a real, but not assume. You are not assuming. Or can you pick any text, anything around you there, and give me the exact? Because you went online yesterday, you Googled something, then you will be able to cite exactly how it appeared. So from there, we'll be able to have our corrections ripen. So give me, not assumption now, real example.
Okay.
Also reference things, there are many everywhere. There are many around us. Even yesterday, you went online. So what you are saying now, you should be able to reference it. So give us real example.
Okay, real example of.
It's a real example of it's repeating it again.
The website I want to look at, because I have 1 author, 2 authors, 3 authors, 5 authors here. Maybe let me start from the 1 author, which I went through it yesterday. I'm going to read the name, everything here, Gabadia, as it is here. Referencing 1 author. Here we have Exton, comma, B, in brackets, 2008. Full stop. That's for 1 author.
After the B, no full stop.
Ma?
After the B, no full stop.
No, there's full stop here. I say Exton, comma, B, full stop. Then bracket, in bracket, you put the date.
No, we didn't get you. Why is it you mentioned?
I didn't get the question, ma.
We need you to come again.
Okay. I said referencing 1 author. I read the author as I actually pulled it out yesterday. Exton, comma, B, stand as an abbreviation, B, dot, open bracket, 2008, close the bracket. Then you put the full stop. Then the title. That's for 1 author.
The title is finished.
I put it like this. The title, I just put any. I can put any title I want to put.
You cannot put anything. That is why it's homework. Because if you don't do it right, I'm trying to make corrections and see what you are doing before you go into your full work. Because even the one you pull out from online, they will not even leave you like that. After I explain it, they will give you real examples. Because right now, if you are pulling something from online, is it a book? Is it a journal? Because there are different ways you reference them. If it's a book, because there are textbooks online, there are journals online. There are ones that are anonymous. You don't know who put it there, but you just see the document and it's useful. There are some with dates. There are some without date. Before we even go to single author, two authors, and so on. Because right now, the simplest one is the single author. You have not even presented it well. No, at this level, I'm a little bit hard on you because you are a PhD student. And at this level, you can come out and say, go and lecture somewhere. Say, go and lecture. So you need to cite real example to say this is how it will appear. Even if you have given me exactly what you saw online, I don't mind, but at least we'll be able to know, yes, that will give you the understanding of what you need. Because when you are talking about online referencing, first and foremost, I wanted you to explain the different kinds of things you can get through online. Because if you are referencing a journal that is online, it's different from the way you will reference a book. In fact, all the referencing styles, they are the same. The only thing is that you now have to quote the URL if you are doing online referencing and the date of retrieval if you are doing online referencing. But the way you arrange it in the area of APA format, it will be the same. So if you just said, you have mentioned the title and the surname, because you didn't even tell us whether it's the surname first. You just called the name first, then B, full stop. We don't know whether it's the surname, whether it is the first name. We didn't know. Because when you are doing presentation, you should present as an expert. And that is what your degree wants to give to you as an expert in the field. Okay, you still have the floor. You want to say something?
Yes, ma'am. I said that name I gave to you, the name is the surname, not the first name, the surname, followed by the first name.
Not that you gave to me. This is a class. You are presenting to all of us in the class.
Sorry, ma'am. Let me take it again. Where I'm having an issue is the format, the description, which you said I've never made mention of that. I said the author, they put the surname first, followed by the first name. After the author name, the surname, you put comma. After that, you abbreviate the first name. It could be A, it could be B, it could be any other alphabet. Then you open and close a bracket.
Hello,
and inside that,
hello, Mr. O'Malley.
Yes,
is B abbreviation?
Ma?
B, is that an abbreviation? You are Sunday, right?
Yes, ma.
If I say X, is X abbreviation of Sunday? What is X for Sunday? That is an initial. That is not abbreviation. There is difference between abbreviation and initials.
Yes, ma'am.
There's difference between abbreviation. If I say Sonny, you can be talking about abbreviation. Or son, you can be talking about abbreviation. But if it's initial, I said X, that is initial, that is not abbreviation.
Thank you for that question, ma'am. I think initial is because the question was coming too much now. I don't know.
You have been using abbreviation. It's not the question from when you started, yes.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, I said the first thing is the first name will be the surname, followed by the initial of that particular name, followed by the date, followed by the title, then the format description, followed by the retrieved date from.
What is that format description? What is that description? Sunday, that is what we want to know. Because I've never seen that. That is what I want to know. Because and that is why I said the first place you would have started from is to tell us the different kind of things you can see in the web. Is it a book you are giving us example of now? Is it a journal you are giving us example of? Or is it just normal posts you are giving us example? Because they are referenced differently. Because that description might be for something else, not for general.
Okay.
You do your homework very well. If you are referencing a book online, it will follow the book pattern of referencing. If you are referencing a journal, it will not just be the way you are saying it now. It won't work all the time. If you are referencing an article that is just posted online, it will not still follow what you are saying now. So which of them are you using this referencing style for? Is it a journal? Is it an article? Is it a text? It's just your mere post? Which of them are you quoting for online referencing?
It's a journal, man.
Okay, continue. If it's a journal, repeat it again.
Author's name. That is the surname, followed by the initial, the date, the title of the document, the retrieved, where you retrieve it from. For instance, it could be retrieved from http://so. That is the retrieved, where you retrieve from. That is the online, that the web you retrieve from. Document on the website could be in other PDF.
Are you done? Wait, before you go, are you done with that? Then what you have presented to us, that is not journal. That is not journal. You don't reference journal that way. If it's journal, where is the volume? Where is the page? What number? So you didn't reference journal for us. Even all these journals, they have volumes, they have numbers. And then now they even have DOI, apart from the URL. So what you reference for us is not journal. So you may talk some other things you discover, but you have not done your homework well.
I thought you would start from my colleague today. That's why I wanted before you come to me. But why I give the forum to others so that.
I said complete your part. The work I gave you, you have not exhausted it. Even when you are making your introduction, remember, I equally told you to look at how you reference even tables. How do you set your table within your work? Where you are presenting your paper, how do you, because there is APA format on how you present tables, how you present figures.
Okay, coming to how a table can be cited, we have the following steps to take. The first step.
Not citing now. How do you present it? If you are typing, you are working, you have a table. You have a table in your work. How are you going to put that table?
First of all, if it's a table that I have to pull it out from other people's work, I'll first of all place directly my cursor below that table. The word, then I put the word note in italics with a full stop. But if I have to just on my own put a table on my work, I will go to a color draw where it will give me how to put my table. I can insert table by going into inside document or inside item. I know the number of column or rows I needed there, and I'll be able to create and impute whatever I want to impute. That is, if I want to create a table on my own by myself.
Are you done?
As regards the table,
You have not said anything. Because when you are going with APA format and you are using tables, they will tell you don't rule line across, because there are basic things you need to note. You didn't do your homework. Because these are not things you could download and read, and I'll still throw it back to you. Because when you are using tables, first, where do you put the heading of your table? It has to be the top of the table, at the top of the table. And the tables are not ruled, because usually you need to rule lines within the table, but the APA format said no, the 6th edition don't rule. But you must set your table in such a way that anybody that wants to interpret what is there, it will not look clumsy. So there should still be a kind of spacing. And if you know how to use your table well, yes, you can set your table using SAT table, but when you are done, click on your table, right-click on it, and remove the lines so that your work will fall in line, because that is what the APA format says. You don't have to put lines within the table. Now, when it comes to figures, if it is figure, the title of the figure is written underneath. It's written underneath the illustration you are given. For example, maybe I want to show the picture of this car. It will appear as a figure. This will not be text. So underneath it, maybe this is my figure 1. I will say figure 1, column. I will state what the figure represents. Now, if that figure, this one, I picked it from somewhere, I can put underneath, after say figure 1, this, it could be flags, comma, adapted or adopted. If it is adopted, it means I didn't change anything. It's just the way it is. If I say adapted, it means I have changed some things. But the idea is not my idea, but the idea has helped me to improve on what I want to present. Or if it is not just even me, I didn't adopt, I didn't adapt, I will just say source. Where is the source coming from? I state the source, where I got it from. So while you are doing this, that one is giving you an insight of what you need to do, because all these things are being penalized if you don't do them well. Even when it gets to your thesis, if you don't do it well, you are penalized. So when you are writing your seminar papers, these are some of the things you must consider. Take it with uppermost interest to ensure all these technical parts are in place, the formative parts, they are in place before you go on. Okay, do you still have any question to ask Mr. O'Malley before I go to the next person?
No, for now.
Okay. I would have even told Rest to critique your work, but he was busy setting up what maybe he has changed his environment, so he was busy not looking for a place he can have a bright space. Mr. Rest, are you ready for us?
Yes, ma'am, I am. I am, ma'am.
Please, can you do your presentation?
I was asked to look up the APA style of referencing, and under the subtopic was how to do within the body of the work, single author, double author, then how to referencing in the referencing page. So the APA style is an author date style for citing and referencing information in assignments and publications based on the publication of the American Psychological Association. So I got the 6th edition, 2010. So though the caption that within the body of work referencing, I believe that is as the in-test referencing. And the in-test referencing usually requires the last name of the author or authors and the year of publication. The last name of the author or authors and the year of publication.
Please,
Then,
can you say that again?
The in-text referencing usually requires the last name of the author, then we have a comma, then the year of publication. Everything inside there.
What is the last name?
The surname.
Better. I did small understood that way, okay?
Okay. The surname of the author, then we'll put a comma, then the year of publication. Everything is inside the
in the in-test. Are you talking about the in-test?
Yes, in-test. Yes.
In-test, you cannot put the initial of the author within the in-test quotation.
No, I didn't mention the initial. I didn't mention initial, ma. I said the surname, a comma, and the year. I said then it will be inside a bracket. Then you now put the full stop.
If you are using comma, if you are using bracket rather, you won't need comma.
Yes.
Because you are talking about. Can you give us an example before you proceed? Or that first part yourself.
The example they gave to us now. Yes, they gave an example here. They gave maybe the statement ends with this week. Then you have bracket open. You have Jones, comma 2017 inside bracket before full stop.
You see, these are two different ways. Okay. When you are doing an in-test referencing, it depending on what you are saying. Let us assume I said going to Kaduna by road can take you, or no, there is a new technique of traveling from Abuja to Benue State. In brackets, and I said rest. Rest is not, what is your surname now?
Sajiri.
Sajiri,
yes.
Comma, 2015.
2015.
Are you getting what that? It is different from, if I say, Sajiri, 2015 said. If I'm going by that, Sajiri, 2015. After Sajiri, I won't put comma. So just be Sajiri in bracket 2015. Close bracket, okay. Send. So you need to give us a clear understanding on how each of them comes in. Because the first one you mentioned is only one way of doing it.
Okay. Of doing it, okay.
And depending on how you made your statement. Because if you've already paraphrased the statement, you have mentioned, stated it, before you want to cite who owns that idea, not the statement, you own the statement, but who owns the idea you are putting in that statement. That is where you now put brackets, that you now write the name of the author name, put comma and this. But if again you are now citing the author first, before mentioning what the author said,
there will be no brackets.
There will be no brackets.
It's okay, man. Noted, man.
Not just noted, go to your APA. You printed out, or maybe you have your phone, all the 2016, because that 2000 and, what is the edition now?
6th edition.
The 6th edition, rather. It is so detailed. It's so explicit. Because all you need is for you to take time to read it. Quite explicit. They will not just write it for you. They will tell you why you have to write it that way. So continue and let us know why you are doing it the way you are saying.
Okay. So the other point that I came up with, or I saw there, is that if a page number is included when using a direct quote. A page number is included when using a direct quote. So you place a comma after the year and you use P dot for single page. Then you use PP for multiple pages. For example, bracket open, Harris, comma, 2012, comma, P dot 164, bracket close. I'm citing a work by Harris done in 2012, and it's on page 164. But if I'm citing more than one page, it will be bracket open, Lewis, comma, 2016, comma, PP, 56 to 58, bracket close. That means pages 56 to 58. Then also, I also found that when paraphrasing a passage or
now stop before you go to hold on.
Okay, ma'am.
You know why I'm stopping you? Because if you say everything all together, I may forget why I want to correct you.
Yes,
and where other people will learn from. If
yes,
you're presenting it and I'm seeing it, I will allow you to finish, then I will go back and be showing you something.
Okay, ma'am.
Now, when you say direct quotes, is that not what you mentioned?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you mean by that? We want to know.
That means, okay, that means you read the person's work. Because sometimes you will say, Omale, citing Abimbola, that's an indirect quote. But if I read the direct work by Omale, and I'm citing it from the publication or the book written by Omale, is said to be a direct quote.
See, the direct quote is this. The one you explained now, yes, you are in line, but again, I wouldn't know what you read and how you explain it now. I'm trying to get it. If you read the work of Abimbola, you didn't read the Abimbola's work. It's Omale that read the work, and you saw it in Omale's work. If
that's indirect.
If you are quoting it, you cannot say Abimbola and just go like that. It will be Abimbola in Omale.
I'm talking about direct quote now. I read the work directly. I read Omale's work
directly.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, continue.
Okay. So when paraphrasing a passage or referring to an idea contained in another work, a page number is not required. However, it is encouraged, especially when you are referring to a long work, that the page number might be useful to the readers to include it, but it's not necessarily required. Then if there is no date, we are asked to put n.d, small n dot small d, in case you come across a work, but the date that work was published is not included in that publication. We put nd. For example, bracket open, Harris, n.d, bracket close before my date. So that means that this work was written by Harris, but the date in which he wrote it is not specified in that work. Then also, if the work is not yet published, but published online ahead of print, probably you did a seminar and the soft copy is there, but it's not yet registered. It's not non-publication. How do we go about it? You will use in press. E.g., let's say Taylor wrote something, it's online, but has not been published. You will say bracket open, Taylor, comma, in press, bracket close, before the full stop. Then I also learned about how you deal with a double authors within the same reference. Probably
Okay,
I and Omale.
Hold on. Before you go to double authors, because there was something I wanted to hear when you were talking about direct referencing, and I didn't hear it. Because I know APA format, if you paraphrase, you don't necessarily put in a page number.
Yes.
But when you do direct quote goes beyond just reading
yes,
the work.
I said that.
It goes beyond just reading the work directly. When you are quoting the writer verbatim.
Yes.
Because I didn't hear that. I don't know if you mentioned it. If you are quoting the writer verbatim.
I mentioned it.
So that is where you use the page number is very vital. Because when you have quoted, Now, you say you mentioned that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I didn't hear it. Okay, continue.
Okay. So double authors within same reference. Like I was saying, if for example Abimbola and Omale who authored a publication, we write out the authors. We write out the author in alphabetical order. So let's say e.g. a work by Jordan and Kendall. J comes before K. So we say Jordan and Kendall, comma 2010, then bracket close. Then works with the same author. Probably you have more than one work, the same author, the same year. Use multiple times. So in that case, we list it the different times, but we now add A, B, C to show that this is the first time, the second time, and the third time. We are citing the work from the same author and the same year. For example, Jordan and Kendall, 2010 A, that's the first time I'm citing the author. The next time will be Jordan and Kendall, 2010 B, while the third time will be Jordan and Kendall, Impress -C. Well, that third work is online, but has not yet been published. So it will be Jordan and Kendall, Impress C. Then the third thing you have to do is how to create a referencing list. After doing your in-depth referencing, the reference page at the end of the work, how do we do it? And there they gave a difference that people tend to confuse referencing list with bibliography. And that a reference list only includes books and articles and web pages that are cited in the text of a document. But a bibliography includes all sources consulted for background reading, even if they are not cited in the document. So the warning there is that when doing your reference listing, make sure you're not doing bibliography. So the format they stipulated here for creating a reference list is say number one, a reference list is arranged alphabetically by author's last name, by author's surname. Okay, so you arrange them by the author's surname. So Abimbola G will come before Omale S in my referencing list. Number two, if a reference has no author, head by title and included in the alphabetical listing using the first significant word of the title. Let's say I'm doing an assessment of entrepreneurship in Delta State, and the author is not known. Assessment there is the first significant word. So that will serve as the aid there will help me to place it in my arrangement. Then number three, if you have more than one item with the same author, we list the items chronologically, starting with the earliest publication. So let's say Omar did a work in 2010, 2015, 2019. in my listing, I will list the earliest work first. Whatever will affect the time, the earliest work will be listed, followed by the second, and followed by the latest. Then if you have more than one item, each reference appears on a new line. Each reference appears on a new line. Then each item in the reference list is required to have a hanging index. For example, if I'm saying Morosky A and Sanders M bracket 2006 bracket, and I take the work, the next line I will indent 5 letters. So the next line, the next line will begin from the letter. So each item in the reference is required to have the hanging and the hanging index. The referencing should not be numbered. We have seen some work, they will put number 1, number 2. So in the addition, reference should not be numbered. And that if there is no date, the abbreviation N dot D dot, small letters N and D, may be used to indicate that there is no date. Then lastly, it's a list who is name, but not the abbreviated name. To avoid abbreviation, when you are listing the reference of the journal that you use, list the full name of the journal and you don't abbreviate. So the key things I saw under the reference in the list, the reference page. How to everything. Thank you, ma'am.
Towards the end, your network was not friendly.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that.
Now, comment from Abibola and Omale. Any comments?
Ma, actually, I'm yet to understand this thing. I didn't really understand because I've not gone through it.
No, this has nothing to do with course. You heard what he was saying. He's talking about referencing. I think you did your master's. You've done first degree. At least you know what referencing is all about. Now he's talking about how to reference your documents. So it has nothing to do with whether you have been in the class or not. It's listening to what he has said and make your impact. But you were not listening. I think you were talking with somebody. Okay, Mr. Omale.
I was.
Yes, I could not get all what he was saying because of the network challenging. So actually, there was a point when he was talking, I could not get anything from what he was saying because of the network. So basically, I don't have question here now because I did not have all what he.
Which aspect do you want him to recap?
Especially on referencing and the in-test, the reference you were trying to...
Everything is referencing now, Dr. Mr. Everything is referencing. Which part do you want him that you didn't hear well so he can repeat it?
I was talking about the in-test, and then after you finish your work, you make reference your work. Those people that you use their words. The in-test, if you can go through the in-test again, and then he was trying to give us the differences between bibliography and the reference. That's the point. If you can go through it again, it's okay. But if you couldn't, then maybe you will expatiate.
Who will expatiate?
Whosoever that will do that for us, ma.
You are not talking as if you are in the class.
Sorry, please.
Mr. Rez, because Mr. Rez, for the purpose of network, because I see what you did was really nice. You tried as much as possible to go through what we said you should do, looking at how you reference your work within the test and when you get to the reference page. And I think you learned a lot while doing that. Did you?
Yes, ma'am.
On your own?
Yes, ma'am.
Because that is the only way you can really learn, where you dig deep. If I just come, we just talk, but while you are reading, because some of us, we just talk, we leave, you don't really create time to read, to study. While you are not doing that self-study, it gives you more insights. Because when you prepare your paper and you present your paper, every part of your paper has a score. And when it equally gets to your thesis, we'll have a score for referencing. So if you do your referencing well, and you should be able to get 100% of that score that is allocated to referencing. And that is why I'm trying to take us through everything that is required. And at the body of your work too, when it's going to be scored, there are things you look out for. The formatting, the linking, the correction of your work, the flow. And like I did mention, even the referencing within the in-text. So rightly, like you did mention, bringing a demarcation between referencing and bibliography. There are some cases they will request you to write bibliography, but APA format deals with referencing. And that is why if you put references, and the first thing any examiner does, especially when you are done, they will just sample your references. They will look out for those references within your main work. And if they are not there, you have committed a crime. So why I think APA format actually so much rely on that, because they know there are some people, they quote even what they did not even read. They didn't even read it, they will quote it. But they want you to read before you quote what you have read. And they want to see the number of what you have read. Now, I think in your own work too, I'm trying to remember what aspects again were told you to do. Okay, did I hear you mentioned, I don't know if I heard that, when you have authors that are from 4 and above, how do you treat them?
No, you gave me 1 and 2. You said 1 and 2 authors. But the 4 and above from my previous knowledge.
You stop at 1 and 2.
But let me just try. Let me try.
I'm asking, you stop at 1 and 2?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
yes,
you didn't do 3 upwards.
And you said single author and a double author. That's what you told me yesterday, ma'am.
No, what I mean, I don't stop there. Up to 5 authors, how do you reference them? And at what point do you use at all? You know, we use it a lot.
Okay.
At what point do you use
we do.
Did you read it? Did you read about it?
No, but I think I have seen it in previous work. So when
you can speak to it. Speak to it if you want to.
Okay. When you are referencing multiple authors, the first time you reference the authors, you list all their surnames. But the subsequent times you list it, then you list the first name and you exalt. So the first time you list everything, but subsequently you list the first and the exalt. But
not the first name, the first author. Not the first name, first author. Then you now use the
first. You use the first author and but I don't know that sometimes they use the chief or the oldest, or maybe you have 4 of us now doing the work together, and since you are the prof and you are still at the highest authority, we put in negation a top and not vertically.
And that is what I'm saying. Is the first author. Is the first author you not quote. And if you say the first name, somebody may not understand. Okay. But if it's the author ahead, the person will understand, then you can now use a author. Yes, I agree with you. Okay. Which other parts did we want to work on again? More than at what level? That is what I wanted to say. At what level do you need to do all that? Because there are some levels that you must be citing all of them. It is when you get to a certain number that you even use a tool. You must get to a certain number.
Yes.
Okay. I know that Mrs. Abimbola wanted to say something. Please say it.
I think you have explained it, because I wanted him to go back when he was talking about double author within the same reference. So I think you have cleared it now when we now talk about more than two, where we can now make use of the first author's name and then with a tool. And now you are asking the question, at what level do you get to before we can make use of this tool? I think that has also been explained by him.
Okay, thank you very much. Do we have any other question to ask as regard that?
The question you asked last has not been answered.
Which question?
That how many authors, or at what point do we now put a toss? How many authors will be on the particular reference before we put a toss?
I purposely didn't answer it. I'm leaving it to you. I will still ask you tomorrow. Because you have it in APA format. I want you to read and discover some things yourself. Did you get that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, madam.
Okay. Now, having said all that, I believe we are now set to go into our seminar, are we? Because we have looked through how we generate our topic. After you've generated the topic, how you now come up and break the topic into parts. And we have agreed you can present it as theoretical and it can be empirical. And even if it is theoretical, you must look for empirical studies that have been completed that will form a background. And you must not write like a journalist, you write as an academic. What is the difference between journalist way of writing and academic way of writing? With academic, you write with facts. There must be facts to back up what you are saying. A journalist may not have full facts. It could just work on assumption. Oh, they said everybody in the country now, we are hungry. Everybody in the country, they eat twice a day. Do you have any proof? But an academic will be able to tell you from a study carried out, this is this number, this is the percentage, this is this. So you are now coming to facts. And that is what is required when you are writing your papers. Again, when you are reviewing, yes, everything will not be empirical review. You could also make a review of some things that are theoretical to have a base. You should be able to build on what you want to work on. You should be able to carry your listeners or your readers along so that they will be able to have a trace of what led to the problem you want to solve, and what has been done in solving that problem, and what new thing you are bringing in to solve that.
I'm hearing.
Mrs. Abimbola, you don't communicate, take phone calls while we are in the class.
I'm not doing anything, ma. I'm the only one at home. I'm not doing anything. I'm with you. No, not at all.
So, in that case, you discover that when you do that, you are helping to build on. You are able to build on. Then, if you are going theoretical, like I've mentioned, You could still have your research question, but you won't need hypothesis. Then you review, because you have set up, the research question will help you to have subheadings. Then based on the subheadings, it will guide you to review your literature and bring out what they have found out. And don't be so surprised. You could find about 10 persons, they have worked on similar things, but they may not come up with the same results. So you now look into it. What was the background they had? It's likely they have worked from different backgrounds. It's likely they use different population settings. There could be other things that would have been responsible. That will form your discussion, because these are works that have been done. And you now find out those work and results, has it really helped to solve any situation? Okay, if you are dealing on something that has to do with government, yeah, they may have carried out some kind of programs and so on. Has those programs really helped to solve the problem that needed to be solved? So where this be done, you can now come up and have your discussion. After the discussion, you run your conclusion. If you have suggestion, you make your suggestion and run your conclusion. But if you are carrying out an empirical study, in your empirical study, there must be the introduction, there must be the method. Although in the theoretical too, you could mention the method you want to use. In theoretical, to do document review is allowed. You can review a document, you can decide to review a policy. For example, let's say national policy on education. You can pick it up and you want to make a review of national policy on education. But in that case, you would have mentioned it in your methodology, what you needed to do to review that. I think that reminds me, I think what I told you before, we didn't add methodology. Please add methodology on what you are coming to present tomorrow, because the methodology will give an insight of what you want to do. If you say, oh, I want to review empirical studies that have been done here, if it's a theoretical, it's a method. And we need to know what method you want to use. So please make sure you add it to your work. So in the empirical study, you have to show the method, the instrument you are using, validity of the instrument, reliability of the instrument. Then you administer the instrument. We must look at the population. We must look at the sample so far we can do any form of generalization. The ability for you to choose the right statistic that can be used for that particular thing. The way you are done with these two, remember you have literature that you're going to review. You are going to review empirical study, because when you are done with your findings, you're going to compare it with the findings of other persons you have in your literature. And that is where you know whether they are corroborating or if there are differences. If there are differences, what would you think would have been that would have caused the differences? Those are things you now discuss under your discussion page. And in your discussion page, you don't discuss outside of your findings. You discuss within what you have carried out in your own research. And ensure you use appropriate statistics for you, because there are reasons why you use a particular statistics. You don't just say, oh, because A has used t-test, so it must be t-test. Why are you using t-test? This you can read up. You can go back to your statistics class book, or there are reasons why a particular form of statistic is used. So you need to find out, why should I use t-test and not z-score? Why should I use t-test and not ANOVA? Why should I do correlation and all this? So it's the type of thing you're doing that will determine what you are setting up. And if you are not drawing, because if it's empirical, you might need to have a hypothesis. And if you are dealing with hypothesis, the line it holds will determine what type of statistics you're going to use. Is it the independent variable? You now look at the independent variable and the dependent variable. So if you have independent variable that is of 2 level, 1 level, there is something you're going to use. These are the way it goes. And this is how you present your seminar paper. When you are writing your seminar paper, don't let it be too lengthy. Since it's a seminar paper, 14 is okay. Do a page, double line spacing plus your references, 14 or 15. You are good to go. But the key thing must be there. So I stop at this level. Hello?
Hello, ma.
Yes, ma.
too.
It's like
I will
Rex
see
is not with us. It's like this thing is frozen. Hello, Rex.
Hello, Rex.
His internet is frozen.
Oh.
So if we don't have more things to say, let's go and prepare for our presentation tomorrow. That is for Male and Rex. You can just watch. We only gave you privilege.
Okay.
You are not totally part of the class, so I cannot give you something.
I really appreciate it, Ava.
So
Thank
I
you very
don't know
much.
whether you gain anything from us.
I really, much, ma. Much. I cannot even express.
So tomorrow,
really
if you want to join us, you could still join us in the class.
Okay.
But
Same
we'll
time.
have Res and Omali to do their presentation. And by the grace of God, we will start at 8.
Okay, ma. It's all right, ma.
Any other
Madam,
comments?
before you hang up, give us an assignment. Maybe that could be an oversight now. You said we should work on each other's topic.
That assignment, where is it given?
I was called by my colleague that you called him that I should work on his own topic, and he will equally do that.
Where did he see it, and where did you see it?
I personally did not hear that from you.
You are not going to our course page, and it will not help you. Go to the course page. Remember,
Okay.
we have 2 things we are doing. We come here, we talk, we go to the course page, we work from the course page. Go to the course page and do the needful, please.
Thank you very much.
So you're welcome. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, madam.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, ma. Thank you, ma. God bless you, ma.